Welcome to Long Beach for the 13th round of the Mad Racing League. Trying something a little different. I'm going to do slow-mos to point out parts of the track. Right there to the right is pit entry. A hole in the wall. Very strange. Now we're heading down the main straight. I actually thought Long Beach was in Florida. I don't know, a bit of a mental blunder there. This is actually California. Now on the right-hand side here, we have the pit exit. You can see those meter markers, 400, 300, 200. But you're not allowed to actually cross over onto the racing line from the pit lane until you clear that blue pylon that you see right there with like 50 meters to go. So on the racing line, you have that preference, that right-of-way to go into turn 1. Go around the fountain for turns 2, 3. Now, the section for turn 4, 5, it's really tight. You eat a little bit of this inside curb, and you want to go up as close as you can to the wall, but being a street circuit, it's so difficult to get it right, and when someone spins out in front of you, usually there isn't a place to go, and we kind of witnessed that right there. A little tricky transition there to this part of the road. It's off camber, so the car steps out. Now, if you look on the right-hand side, we have this concrete barrier, but it's not perfectly straight. You can see it's got a bit of a bend to it. It's got some curves. These concrete barriers, you can't treat them like flat walls. You will get caught out. They do jut out at times. Transitioning now to turn 8. This is, I could go more far to the left, and then you hack this turn off. You want to get as close to that inside concrete wall as possible. You cannot get a track violation for the inside apex there. And more importantly, that left-hand exit that you saw there is so dangerous. That tire wall extends quite a bit. Now this would be the next major passing opportunity, to be this back straight, but has a really bumpy entry into turns 9, 10. And now we head down to the infamous hairpin. It takes maximum wheel lock to try and get the front tires to turn around, and ideally you either kick it with a clutch or you spin up the rear a little bit to try and get extra rotation from the rear of the car. It's so difficult. Because the hairpin is so tricky, we decided to do a single file start for both LMP2s and GT3s. More importantly, I did miss out on the last week, Daytona. The standings have changed. I've slipped to 4th in the championship. And there was an incident with Justin and GT3 traffic, so he lost major points. So this race, Miles, who's in front here, number 31, he has to crash in order for Justin to have an opportunity. And for me, 4th place in the championship, I need Michael, number 47. I need him to crash. Oh, so that's not 47. Michael's the other car. Sorry, in the background. Oh, we saw a car spin. Pierce Candy was running in 7th. He comes in way too shallow, leans way too much on the front tires. There's going to be no turning, punts it into the wall. He's retired from the race. Michael's number 5. So I need him not to finish, and I'm running in 5th right now. You can see the GT3s on the other side of the concrete wall. Kind of fun for these street circuits to have that. Oh, and Elliott spins out behind me. Here it is from the other angle. And you know what? That's not Elliott that spun. That's Andrew spinning. So at the same turn, one on exit, one on entry, we have 2 cars spin and they fall to the back. So heading down the straight, we're 1, 2, 3, 4. No real passing opportunities. But that group of cars where the mistake was, here's Andrew leading that pack. Throws it in a little too hard on cold tires, and these guys have to split around him. Unfortunately, Andrew wasn't so lucky. Watch the front left. It just clips. There's a little bit of auto repair, and then there's more contact, and then Andrew spins out and hits the other side of his car. So not good for him. Just mild damage all the way around, so he would have to retire from the race. We'll see him spin out here. Wait for it. Wait, there it is. And that would be his race done. And Elliott barely makes a turn. So really, after all of that, we're down to basically 5 of 8 LMP2s already. So you see the GT3 traffic. So here's Justin, lap 3 on board for wing camera. He's got Miles in front. He could have made a lunge here. It would have been very aggressive for early in the race, so he decides to sit back a little bit. but the car is unsettled on the exit. Oh no. Switching back to the wing camera, he'll eat a little too much curb. The cars are so stiff, it just kind of wobbled. And he didn't let it settle before he got on the throttle, so he ended up spinning around. So now on my onboard, this is a battle for fourth. Oh, I had a feeling like I knew he would have been damaged, so I was tempted to throw it up there. Oh, he even clips a little bit more wall there. I had a feeling it was damaged, but, you know, just let it play out. I don't need to take him on the first turn. Just let it play out to see if he has any braking issues or turn-in issues. You can see how early he brakes here. He was definitely hesitant. I almost went right into the back. Again, he's very hesitant, trying to get it through. Scrapes a little bit more wall. So I'll have an opportunity coming down the back straight. He doesn't really defend this, but at the same time, he is faster around this track than I am. So certainly frustrating for him. You'll be able to see how he's closing the distance on these slower turns. It's very easy to get the meatball flag, the mandatory repair flag, so I think that's what he had, even though maybe his car was competitive. So we caught traffic around laps 5 to 7, I think, but things didn't get too congested until lap 11. Here we're on board Michael and Miles. This is the battle for first. Oh my god. You could see everyone bunch up trying to make this stupid hairpin. And Michael almost runs into the back. Following lap, now we're on board my car. I've actually caught first and second significantly with this same traffic. I think I was making a mistake. I think I needed to be carrying throttle through the turns. First gear is so long in this car. I think it's like 80 miles per hour is first gear or something insane with this tune. Oh my goodness. They almost get rear-ended. So we see first and second place here. They're trying to get through. So they're right in front of this guy, Chris, in this 911. You see them split traffic, but notice Chris's inputs. He's actually got front damage. And then I kind of, you know, scoot right in front of him under the braking zone. I can't believe he went on to finish in class 6th for GT3s, even though he had to race for 30 minutes with broken front suspension. Really good performance from Chris. Moving up to lap 14, we have Bradley and Kevin. I think this is kind of a weird highlight, silly highlight, but you see that wall that's not flat, so he has to make an evasive maneuver here because he missed his braking zones, but that wall kicks out a little bit, which breaks his car. Then he has to come in and do this like 2-point turn here, his 3-point turn, to try and get around, but you have all these cars around. Street circuits are just relentless. I think he ended up retiring to the pits there. So lap 16 on board my car. The pit window is open. We're allowed to stop for fuel and make it to the end with that fuel stop. This was the first update. The update just went live, the season 2023 season 1 update. And so one of the things they changed was the tire drop off, that there's going to be a cliff in the tires. So I was really cognizant of conserving my tires through this race. I was still anticipating not changing the tires, but like there would be a really good example. I could have done first gear, but I didn't. I did second. Coming up here, oh, the rear end steps out, and I get oversteer or opposite lock. Watch this. Watch my left rear. The whole car slides sideways, and somehow I miss the tire wall and miss the wall itself. You can see my front steering, how everything's going good, but then the rear starts sliding out. So I have to actually steer in towards the wall in order to straighten the car out. It's something you do instinctually. Now look, here's my steering input. Yeah. that's I don't know, my best save of the day, I think. By lap 18, Elliott, who's behind me there, he decides to peel in through the wall for a pit stop. So he, I believe, of the top 5, 4, he was the first to pit. Now we're on board Michael chasing Miles. You'll see that Justin's between them. He's actually a lap down. Whoa, and then Michael has to be patient and leave room for this Lambo. Oh, and he has to make a dramatic correction going to turn 8. Now the next lap, he's able to get a better run on Justin. He flashes the lights and Justin yields. Even though it's not really his he's being shown blue flags, but it's still the responsibility of the cars ahead on the lead lap to pass cleanly. So anyway, lap 29, you can see me trying at this damn car turn through the hairpin. I come into the pits to do my pit stop. So as I'm coming in here, I know about 10 laps ago, Elliott made his pit stop, and so this is going to be for bronze, the final podium position. So where's he at? He's just rounding the hairpin when I'm in the pit lane. It's going to be close. Here I am now in service with fuel. I'm exiting the pit lane. We have some GT3 traffic coming down here to turn 1 out. You see me on the left-hand side. The green cone is when I'm allowed to go full speed. Still GT3 traffic on the main straight. GT3 traffic. There goes Elliott. Just as I get to the pit exit, when I'm able to go full speed, he passes me down the straight. So he made up over 12 laps or so. He made up 9 seconds. So really good with traffic and everything else. So the race would finish. Miles first. Michael third. Pretty clean and honest race from them. They did a really good job with traffic. I still don't know how they managed traffic so well. Then Elliott comes through in third, and then finally me fourth. Championship, I mean, that's pretty much is it for the LMP2 championship. That's the next race, Sebring, is just going to be for fun.